Aloha, everybody, and welcome to Part 8 of Sonic Rush. This time, ladies and gentlemen, we are starting the game with Blaze the Cat, the second playable character, a big fan favorite. And the thing about Blaze's playthrough is that, again, she has a lot of differences between her and Sonic, but the one key thing that does stay pretty much exactly the same are the levels and the boss fights themselves. She does not fight any unique individual bosses. She does not have any crazy, wacky levels. She doesn't even have special stages. She does not collect Chaos Emeralds. She collects Soul Emeralds, but those are part of the story, and she doesn't actually go and do a special stage for them. Game's got a lot of text, Blaze's whole arc, her whole character study is basically that she is from the Soul Dimension. She's a princess from the Soul Dimension, actually. And Dr. Eggman came in, he swooped the Soul Emeralds out, and he brought them to his world, to Sonic's world. And now the two dimensions are crossing over because the Soul Dimension's trying to connect back to the Soul Emeralds, and things are going out of whack, and Blaze is sort of like the guardian of the Soul Emeralds. She's sort of the protector of her dimension. And so now she's stranded in this new world that she's never experienced before, and now she has to take the fight and blah blah blah. So again, when it comes to gameplay, she is pretty much exactly the same as Sonic with a few minor differences. She has a boost. You still push the X button and your character will go a lot faster. They'll barrel through any enemy that they come across. The difference is, instead of being a big blue fireball of death, you are an actual fireball of death. Because Blaze has fire powers, why not? She still has a spin dash, she still jumps. Like, that is her regular jump, what you just saw there. When she creates this little fire tornado thing, you know, generally when Sonic jumps, he turns into a blue spin ball. You know, just a shiny little blue ball. Blaze just turns into a fire tornado, so I am just regular jumping when I do that technique. And her spin dash, again, it's pretty much her doing a fire tornado along the ground, because she loves her fire. The big key differences between Blaze and Sonic: one, Sonic is faster than Blaze. At least that's what I have found. I find that she moves a lot slower, or at least her boost energy goes down a lot quicker. But I would say slower too, because every time I've ever done some real, like, time trial speed runs of this game, I always found that I was getting better times with Sonic, and Blaze was kind of getting a little bit slower than Sonic, you know. She's not, like, horribly slow. It's not like she's a Big the Cat situation. That's why Blaze exists. Sega had to redeem a purple cat, you know. Oh man, they didn't like Big, our other purple cat, so have this one. It's Blaze. Everyone will love Blaze. But anywho, so Blaze is a little bit slower than Sonic. When she does a double jump after hitting a spring or a ramp, Blaze skyrockets super high when she does a double jump. I mean, when you push forward and push the R button, she still does a little forward kind of drill thing where she sort of passes through anything that she's in front of. It's sort of like instant transmission or whatever. But when she does a double jump to reach higher places, she goes 3 times as farther than Sonic does. In fact, Water Palace is probably the best level to play around with this, because certain spots that Sonic could not reach before, Blaze just reaches no problem, and it's really fun to do shortcuts with Blaze. She is slower than Sonic, but she can take advantage of some really amazing shortcuts. So her double jump is huge, and that's always swell. When you push the R button after jumping in the air, Blaze has a hover feature. It's kind of like Knuckles, where he was allowed to glide everywhere, but not really, because she can sort of get back to the other direction if she wants. Like, when you're Knuckles, if you glide right, you can't, like, turn around to the left really fast or really easily. He has to do the whole turning motion, or he has to get out of his glide completely, which, you know, makes him start falling. With Blaze, you can pretty much go right and left, and eventually you'll reach the bottom. You know, you're not going to stay in the air forever, but the hover does allow you... There it is. The hover does allow you a little bit of momentum, a little bit of leeway. So it's good for certain platforming elements where, like, you have to jump from platform to platform to platform over a bottomless pit. In some instances, Blaze can just hover over all of that and just get right to the end, and there's no problem for her. So again, she's slower than Sonic, her double jump super high, and she has a hover feature. That's pretty much it though, you know, she still survives on rings, she still boosts, she still has a spin dash, so it's not drastically different. It's not like you're going to play this and go, oh man, this is so worse than Sonic. It's just as good as Sonic, really. I think the double jump is super fun to utilize. I think the hover can save you from a lot of situations. So I rather enjoy Blaze's gameplay. It's not too different, but hey, it plays like Sonic. It's weird. There's this weird connection where side characters are great when they play like Sonic. Weird! I don't know why that is! And side characters who don't play like Sonic are generally, you know, thrown under the bus. That's weird. Another difference between the Blaze playthrough and the Sonic playthrough is that Blaze, her music is the same. Like, when you go to Water Palace, it will still be back-to-back. When you still go to a Leaf Storm, it's still going to be right there, right on. But the song has been changed. She does have her own versions of the soundtrack. They might change the instruments in a little way, or it might be like the Deadline level, where they change it completely. Like, Deadline sounds pretty damn different from what Sonic's version of the song is. So, you actually have a different take on the soundtrack. I mean, it's still, you know, the same music from that we heard before, but it's a little bit different. The instruments have been changed. They might have added a few beats here. You know, the music's gonna be new and something else like that. But otherwise, you know, we have played this level before. We have dodged the purple Eggman rolling ball before, and we're probably going to dodge another one coming up. Hey, what do you know? Because it's just like Sonic's level. Obviously, the order is different. Like, the first level of Sonic's was Leaf Storm, or Leaf... No, it's Leaf Storm, right? But Blaze's first level is Night Carnival. So the order is different, but it is pretty much the same. We're going to be fighting the same boss. Although we're not fighting the same guy, because Sonic always fought Eggman Nega. Blaze, she's always going to be fighting the good old doctor himself, Dr. Eggman. Just regular Eggman, which is 10 times better than any Eggman Nega. Stupid recolor. Seriously, Eggman Nega is recolor the character. They just made his jacket black, gave him a white mustache, changed the shades a little, and bah. Nega, please. You're not Dr. Eggman. You can't even hope to be Dr. Eggman. Oh, I'm such a fanboy. That being said, one of Eggman's greatest lines is coming up in this dialogue. I love it. I finally found you. Ah! The cat girl I saw when I made that small visit! I'm surprised that you came to this world to find me. He said this world, as I suspected. So Blaze knows that Eggman has all the Soul Emeralds, so she's going to keep getting into fights with him in order to get them back. All you have to do is beat a boss, you get a Soul Emerald, no special stage required, so you're just playing the levels, which is always swell. Here's the greatest line. They are my means to ultimate power! Now scat, cat! Oh, I love that line. Now scat, cat! Oh, boy. So the boss fights are exactly the same. They do actually have names, by the way. I did look in the Sonic Wiki sometime during the middle of my Sonic playthrough, and I noticed they had names. So Eggman is now in the Egg Libra! Yes, the Egg Libra. So again, boss strategies haven't changed. They actually did change the colors of the machines, because apparently Eggman and Eggman Nega have their own different colorizations. So that's that. But again, great thing about the Egg Libra, it's super fast cheese. You can hit this guy so fast, so quickly. You bounce on the little tiny robot to reach the cockpit really high, blah, 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 blah. Blaze doesn't handle too much differently from Sonic, so it's nothing new that we haven't seen already. Damn, Eggman, I kicked your ass. Now, if you return them quietly, I won't need to raise any more flames. Your little parlor tricks don't impress me! The emeralds are mine! And of course, Blaze decides to give Eggman the good old Team Rocket send-off. And Eggman actually says the correct line. He actually does say, "You'll regret this," when the text says, "You'll regret this." So how about that? Oh, by the way, in case you're wondering, the 4Kids voice for Blaze is done by Bella Hudson. Bella Hudson would also do Wave the Swallow in the upcoming Sonic Riders game. Since this came out in 2005, Sonic Riders came out in 2006. Yada, yada, yada. So, you know, other than the boss names that I'm going to introduce every time we come up to the bosses again, there's really nothing to say about the Blaze playthrough other than her companion is Cream. In the menus and stuff, you'll always see Cream there, whereas when you were playing as Sonic, it was Tails. She hooks up with Cream and learns to open herself up because she's closed herself off from socializing with people because the soul dimension is much more lonely, I guess? I don't know. But this is the arc of Blaze. We sort of already see the climax when you finish the Sonic story, but Blaze is very cold and she doesn't open herself up to others. She doesn't like... She finds it's hard to trust people, you know? She's a guardian of the soul emeralds and whatnot, and she should be more cautious, blah, blah, blah. So that's her whole arc, but she gets a lot of dialogue. The rest of this video is just dialogue. Like, it's just her meeting Cream, going to Cream's house, talking to Vanilla, blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of text in Blaze's playthrough. And, again, the level's the same, boss is the same, gameplay's pretty much the same. So, I should have uploaded a Q&A video before I uploaded this video. And, during the rest of the Blaze playthrough, I will be answering questions from the fans. Because if you aren't familiar with my channel, I have over like 60,000 subscribers. This is one entry in a huge, long line of Sonic playthroughs. I am playing through every Sonic game. So when someone asks me, are you playing Sonic Unleashed? Yes, eventually. Are you playing Sonic Colors? Yes, eventually. Sonic Generations? Yes, eventually. Shut up. The next Sonic game after this one will be Sonic Rush Adventure. Yes, I'm playing Sonic Rush Adventure. Blah, 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 blah. But since I have so many fans, since this playthrough is a long line of playthroughs, I did, you know, original commentary for the Sonic playthrough, but now we're going through a kind of samey playthrough. I'm going to be talking about other stuff, just like I did the Knuckles playthrough of the Sonic 3 and Knuckles playthrough. Where I was just talking about the other Sonic games and whatnot. But I had a Q&A video, so that was uploaded yesterday, and I will answer questions in Part 2 and onwards. Well, Part 2 of the Blaze playthrough. That would be Part 9 of the Sonic Rush playthrough. So Part 9 and onwards, I'm going to be answering some questions, some Q&A and stuff. Because what can I say about this that I haven't already said, really? Oh, and there's another thing about the Blaze playthrough I find really weird. Everyone's got this big heart-on for Sonic. I know he's the hero. I mean, we all know Sonic's the hero. It's been that way since the dawn of time, but even characters like Knuckles, when Blaze runs into Knuckles, he's like, you know, you should probably go see Sonic. He'll know what to do about those emeralds and blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, really? Even Knuckles? Because Knuckles is kind of distant and standoffish, and it seems like anytime he doesn't want Sonic to have those emeralds, or, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about the characterization. I just think this is one big circle jerk for Sonic, I'm just saying. Every character you meet, Sonic's the greatest, Sonic's the greatest, and then Blaze is like rolling her eyes during all of this going, okay, I get it, Sonic's awesome. Whoever this guy is, he's the greatest. Jesus. But Cream is our companion. And Vanilla, we will never see you again. So anyway, folks, I will see you in Part 9 when the Q&A begins, and we move on to Zone 2, Leaf Storm. See you then.